Alright, so in this video, we are going to be doing some Unreal Engine goodness. As you all know, since about last week, I started learning some Unreal Engine 4, but today what we're going to do is we're going to put a green screen footage inside an Unreal Engine 4 environment. Just a disclaimer, I am a noob, so if you see something I'm doing and you know a better way, please let me know in the comments below, because this is how I'm learning. I'm not taking any classes or anything like that. I'm learning through reading documentations and forums and YouTube. So as you all know, Unreal Engine 4 is free, so go ahead and download Epic Games launcher, and that's where you're looking at right now here in the beginning. I am recording these tutorials for you guys, but additionally for myself, since I forget quite a lot, so it's nice to be able to watch my own videos if I'm forgetting to do something. So go to the marketplace for me, and what we're gonna do is download some free stuff so you guys can follow along with this video. And as you all know, I said in my previous videos, Epic Games actually released $17 million worth of assets that you can download here for free. So if you go to browse, and we're gonna go to Epic Content, we're gonna see all the free stuff. You already know who Wraith is. I've never played the game before, but this character looks really awesome, so I ended up using him a couple of times. And I haven't used any of the humanoid characters because I don't have my iPhone, so I can't do the facial capture just yet. I haven't messed around with that just yet. So click on page 3. We're looking for an environment here that we're gonna play around with. We're gonna go to here. Infinity Blade Grasslands is what we're gonna be downloading. Click on that. I already have it in my project, so for you, click download, and after that's downloading, click launch Unreal Engine 4.25, which is, by the way, the current version. When you are downloading assets in a marketplace, just make sure that 4.25 is supported, because if not, you're gonna have problems. You probably won't even be able to open it. So click Unreal Engine 4.2.5. Okay, so that's going to bring up the project folder browser. So what we're going to do is just create a new project. So right here, we're going to create a game, but we're really not. Next. Oh yeah, Unreal Engine 4 is a game engine, guys. This thing was, built to make games like Fortnite, PUBG, and all that good stuff. So this is a game engine, but the stuff you can do in this engine is absolutely crazy. So go to click first person, click next. Blueprint is okay, maximum quality, and ray tracing I have disabled. I only enable ray tracing when I'm ready to export the actual file, because my graphics card is 3 years old, and if I enable that right now, I'm not going to be able to do anything inside the engine at all. So desktop console is fine, and starter content is fine. If you guys are wondering, I do have a GTX 1080, so that's what I'm working with, so you can kind of see how slow it is or fast it is. That's what it is. We're going to look at the project. We're going to go tutorial. We're going to rename that, and we're going to go with create project. Alright, so I am getting some error messages here because I'm a noob, but I'll close that down. You shouldn't be getting anything. If you just installed the program, I might have to reinstall. So the first thing we're going to do is actually change some plugin settings. As I told you guys before, Unreal Engine 4 likes JPEGs or EXR video types. It doesn't like anything higher than 2.4K or 5K. 1440p is good. I tried importing some 4K footage in here, green screen footage. It just did not like it, man. It's just not fast enough for it, in my opinion. Or maybe it's just my computer that's garbage. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is just increase the cache storage size so that Unreal Engine 4 will not have a problem playing back your files. We're gonna go to edit. We're gonna go to project settings. We scroll all the way down to plugins, image media. We're going to change it to 24 frames per second if it's already not so. Cache behind percentage, we're going to leave it to 0 because we want it as real time as possible. And cache size, we're going to change it to 30 gigs. And then let's just do global cache size to 30 gigs as well. And that should be good to go. Now, EXR decoder threads, if you are going to import some EXR or export, go ahead and increase that if you want. But 0 is auto, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and press X. So in this video, I'm not actually going to import EXR files or JPEG. I'll do that in a separate video. For this one, I actually want to give you guys something that you can follow along. So I just downloaded green screen footage online, which I'm going to share in the comments below so you guys can get that as well. But what we're going to do today is actually download an MP4 file inside the Unreal Engine 4. So with this open, let's go back to our launcher. So now that you're back in your Epic launcher, go ahead and go to your library. You're going to see your Infinity Blade Grasslands there now. We're going to click add to project, and then we're going to go with tutorial, and that was really important. That's why we had to create the project first and then go back to the launcher, because if not, we won't be able to add this asset there. I mean, you can import it or migrate it, but this is just the fastest way to do it. So let's go ahead and go back to our Unreal Engine. Now if you go to content browser, let me go and close this out. I had sequencer, we'll talk about that later. So if I go here and I go press back, you're now going to see your Infinity Blade Grasslands. Click on that, click on Maps, and click on Elven Ruins. Depending on your computer, this can take, you know, like minutes or seconds like it just did. But basically we have the map open, and just like that, you have this beautiful landscape. Even though it's not photorealistic, it's good enough for CGI movies in my opinion. So if I press play up here, we are now inside that map, which is super cool. I'm gonna shoot some balls, but we're not there to shoot some balls. We're here to put some Unreal Engine for green screen stuff. So I'm just gonna put the green screen footage right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press WASD. If you played any video games in the past 35 years, you're going to know that that's how you move around. So I'm going to click this controller, and I'm going to move this controller all the way over here, okay? And I'm just going to, if you're familiar with, you know, 3ds Max or any 3D stuff like After Effects, this should be pretty familiar to you. We're just moving that in 3D space, and we're going to rotate it by pressing E. And then we're going to rotate it so it's pointing the other way around. I'm going to lift it off the ground first, because you can see it's bad size, meaning you're hitting meshes right there. Now it's pointing that way. It's still bad size, so move it up until it disappears. Press save, and now when we press play, there you go. I'm facing that way. Press escape is okay. Okay guys, so you know, we got the basics here, you know, really nice environment here. So what we're gonna do now is import our footage. So if I go to content, I'm gonna create a folder. So right click, new folder, movies. We're gonna double click that, and this is where we're gonna put all of our assets. So right click, media, file, media source. If we were to import an image source, it would be this, but we're going to import a file. Now for files, Unreal Engine 4 prefers really, I guess, MP4. I won't upload anything crazy in here. You're going to get an error majority of the time, because like I said, this was meant for gaming stuff. It's not really for video stuff. Even though Mandalorian did use it to create the backdrops, the engine itself, it's not meant for like VFX and stuff just yet. For gaming, yes, but not for like After Effects and stuff. So it only imports JPEG, AXRs, MP4s, you know, all that stuff. So for the new media file source, let's go ahead and just rename this. I should have renamed it when I created it. So right click, rename, and we'll do this person. We're just naming that. Double clicking that is going to open the browser. Click on this 3 dotted lines, or 4, I can't count, and then we'll just look for the footage that I downloaded. So I do have a tutorial here, tut, and then this footage right here I downloaded from the website that I'll have in the comments below. It's from Vidivo, okay? That's where it's from. Stock footage provided by Vidivo, so don't sue me. Double click, and we're gonna open that, save, close, and now you're gonna have your file here. And as you can see, it doesn't even update the freaking thumbnail, but that's okay. And like I said, if you guys are seeing something that I should be doing better, just let me know. Next thing we're going to do is right click. We're going to create the media player now. Media player. And this is very important. Make sure you click video output media texture asset. Press OK. And we're going to name that media player. Oh, God. Alright, so in my defense, the microphone is blocking my vision, so I can't type. And that's going to create a media texture. Okay, so now you have 3 things in your content movies folder. If you have more than that, dude, you did something wrong already. So go ahead and double click that, and that's going to show you what that looks like. It has a media player here, so that's good. That's your media player that you have here, which is good. Now what we're going to do next is double click the media player again, and then you're going to see this person. Now this media player is going to show you all the file media source you have in your content, and right now we only have one. We should only have one. So go ahead and double click that, and you're going to see the green screen footage of the person cooking fools, looks like. Press save, press close, and now you have that footage inside the media texture. Yay, you're almost there. All right. So now what we're going to do is create a plane. A plane is a plane that's a box like a plane. So if I go to the left side here and you go to basic, we're going to create a plane. Drag and drop that to your world. Press W and move it up. Press E to rotate it. Rotate it 90 degrees. W, down. Make sure it's touching the floor. And then on the right side of that, we're going to scale it up. So we'll do 2. Oh, 2. And let's do 3 and 2. Press W, scale it up so it's just barely touching the floor. If we press play, there you go. There's your plane. It even has collision in it. It's bouncing stuff. Okay, so now that we have the plane on the ground, we're going to go ahead and drag our texture to that plane. And watch what happens. It's going to create a new material. So now you should have 4 things in your movie content folder. If you have more, then you're doing something wrong and it's not my fault. So now you see that there's nothing there. Congratulations. So now what we're going to do is double click the material. And this right here is the material node based system. So Unreal Engine 4 uses blueprints and node systems and codings and stuff. So this is the not so fun part about Unreal Engine 4 because you do have to learn some of this stuff here. So what we're going to do is disconnect this line from the RGB to the base color. We're going to press Alt, left click, bye. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drag the RGB to the empty space and we're going to put MF chroma here. And then we're going to put that here. And then what we're going to do is click the emissive color. And then we're going to do opacity, even though it's grayed out. And then we're going to do opacity mask right there. We're going to press save for now. And apply. Already applied. And then what we're going to do is click the material here. And we're going to change it to translucent. So if you click here, you'll see the texture, what your texture is. This is the material. So that's where I'm going here, okay? Press save. Okay. Now if we drag and drop it there, nothing happens. Well, that's because your world doesn't know what the heck you're doing. All right, so you need to tell your world what you're trying to do. And you do that by opening a level blueprint. So you're right here, click on this, open level blueprint. And this is the level blueprint like I told you guys about. It's pretty much the backbone of this engine. Now, so the first thing we're going to do is create a variable. So on the left side here, click variable. And we're going to name this media player, yo. Okay. And on the right side, we're going to change it from Boolean to media player. And then we're going to do object reference. Make sure you don't click that yet. Object reference. Okay. All right. Next thing we're going to do is right click. Boom. We're going to create a event begin play. So this is pretty much how everything gets started. Boom. Scroll in. So now we have this one node. And then what we're going to do is drag our media player yo down the blueprint. Get media player yo. And then what we're going to do is drag media player yo and do open source. Open source. Okay. Okay, and after that, in the open source node, we're going to click down and you're going to see your person, yo, your file media source that you imported. Okay, and after that, we're going to click this here. We're going to drag it all the way there, and that's connected. All right, the last thing we're going to do here is click on the media player yo, and then save it, compile, and now you're going to see the default value. There's now a drop down there. What you're going to do is just click your media player name, which is the same name as that. Compile it again, save it again, and then when we close this, it should play. But basically what that's saying is on event begin play, when I press the play button, you're going to play this media player. That's inside that media player is this person. Okay, that's what it is. It's just a bunch of bull crap. Press play, and there you go. There's your video, guys. Thanks for watching. That's amazing. It looks great, but she's upside down, so we have to fix that. So press E, rotate it 180 degrees. Yeah, look at that. Learned something in high school after all. Suck it, Mr. Whatever. W. Oh God, I just lifted the floor up. Okay, yeah, she's on the floor. But that's pretty cool, right? So now you have this person inside. You know, she's like owning some zombies. Save current, but we have a problem here. Why is her head transparent? Well, it's because we haven't really done anything with the chroma key here. All right, so the next step is actually keying that green screen. All right. So how you do that is by creating a material instance of this material. So right click this material, create a material instance. If you're familiar with 3ds Max, it's pretty much just copying that material but making it unique at the same time, which is freaking confusing. So let's just do this instance 1. Right, so now you have 5 things in your content movie browser. If you have more than that, dude, I'm done. Double click the instance 1, and now you're gonna see a sphere of fear. Okay, that doesn't look right. Well, it's because we haven't keyed it out yet. So on the right side, and this is where I wish Unreal Engine 4 was just a little bit better. What you're looking at there is pretty much, that's it. On that chroma keyer node, that's all the tools you have to key this thing out. So if you have a terrible key, or if you have a terrible background like I did with my daughter, I had a lot of wrinkles and a lot of black holes and stuff, you're gonna have a hard time keying here. But here, this is a pretty good green screen, so we shouldn't have a problem. So on the right side, we're gonna click on key color, click on this little color swatch, color picker, and we're gonna drag and drop that green, and boom, that's done. Pretty nice key. Press OK, and you can turn all these on, and you can like tweak stuff in here and make it look pretty and stuff. But like I said, the key they had was pretty decent. Let's just see if I can kind of make something good here. I'm just messing around. I'm not gonna take too much time, so because this tutorial's already long enough. Okay, so that's good. Just look at the edges. That looks pretty good. I mean, I'll give it to them. And if you do have to crop some stuff, you can crop left, right, top, bottom. Like if you have a small screen and you had to crop, I had to crop when I had that video. So you can crop stuff there. You can do some light color correction, which I couldn't get this to work. So if somebody can help me, please help me. Like if I do anything like increase brightness, you see it's not really freaking doing anything. So somebody help me. I need an adult. Click all that off. But yeah, that's pretty much the color keyer. I mean, they do have this thing called composure inside Unreal Engine 4, which is supposed to be like a really good keyer, but it doesn't work with what I'm trying to do unless at least somebody can tell me how to do it. I can't get composure to work with this and put it on that plane. So press save, and she should be keyed out. Not right now because she's still using the old material we put on her. We have to put the new material on her, and that is it, guys. That's it. She's in there. Look at this. That's so cool. Now, obviously, I don't know how to color correct her yet. Somebody tell me how to do that. I don't know how to process her as an individual and not mess up the whole environment. I can do the environment, but I can't get it to work so that I can just fix her in that plane. And I do know I can decrease that brightness because as you can see, it is a little bit bright. So that I can do. So if you go right here, double click the material again, we go back. We're going to open a multiply. So drag the RGB, mult, boom. And we're going to do a right click, constant. Okay. We're going to connect the constant to B and then this to emissive. And then, and then click here, the constant, and we put like 0.2. Press save. And there you go. She's a little bit darker, right? Because she was kind of washed out. So yeah, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna stop here because a lot of people just freaking stop here. But what I'm gonna do is take it a little bit further so you can start messing around with your own videos. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can record something for this girl. So what you need to do is actually create a cinematic sequencer, and yeah, this thing is amazing. But it's pretty much like an NLE built in Unreal Engine 4. That's what it is. So we're gonna do add level sequence, and we're gonna name this your mom. Press OK. And now this thing is going to open up the sequencer, and now this is just like a timeline in DaVinci Resolve. And what we're going to do is control, scroll out, and we're going to make it just bigger. I don't know how long her animation is. And you're also going to see a slate inside your world. You're going to see a slate here. And on the right side, you'll see your world. Everything in your world is here on the right. I wish it was that easy. So if you go sequencer, there you go. Your mom is there. Right there. Okay, it's not going to show up when you press play. It's just letting you know, hey, dude, you got a sequencer in there. So that's good. So to get her to play, we're going to need to do something in the sequencer. Duh. We're going to do a track. Oh, first of all, let's change to 24 FPS. What is wrong with y'all? It's a film look, man. Click track, media track, add media, add the person, stretch this out. Right click the film strip, properties, scroll down, media texture, get out, click on your slate in the world, or right here because I'm stupid, and then press autoplay. Save it, play it. Okay, now what we're gonna do, and you can kind of see that it's lagging a little bit. That's what you don't want. When you're capturing footage inside Unreal Engine, you want it to be as real time as possible, because what if she was singing? She would be out of sync. You know what I'm saying? So you want it to be good. You want it to be fast and not choppy. So press escape, and then what we're gonna do is create a camera. Now I'm gonna be doing a lot more tutorials on this because I really want to start getting into creating CGI films. That's really the end game here. We're gonna drag and drop it to your world. We're gonna move it up, rotate it again, press E. Oh my god, where'd she go? She's too close. We need to back up. There you go. Alright, so what you're seeing here in the bottom right is actually what your camera is seeing, which is good. The next thing we're going to do is add this camera to this sequencer. We could have created a camera right here, but I want to show you guys the manual way because that's how I learned it. So what you're going to do is add track. You need an actor. Here you're going to type cinema camera actor. And if you want to see what the camera is seeing, you click this little camera, and there you go. Not cool? Alright, and we're just going to do like a small animation. If you're familiar with After Effects, it's really similar to it. So if we go to the beginning of the timeline, and we're going to go to transform, we're going to click transform, and then we're going to move into like 120 frames, which is 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds. We're going to go to location, and we're going to like zoom out. Oh god, I'm in the world right there. And then that's it. You are zooming out. Look at that. That's sick. And if you go out of bounds, by the way, your camera's gonna go, what the heck? You see that 002? Your camera is not inserted until 001. So if that's happening to you, get everything else in bound. That's what's happening there. That freaked me out a couple of times. But if you want that animation to be a little bit smoother, similar to After Effects, you can change it to ease in, which is linear. If I go press play, it's a little bit better. Kind of cool. Like, see? Boom, boom. Look at those. Some freaking trigger finger right there. So that's the animating part. The last thing I'm going to do is actually something that I ran into at the very end of making that movie was this. So if you go to camera component, you're going to also see the details here. You're going to see everything about your camera. And I'm going to go into more detail about this. We'll change it to full frame because, to get like, anything cinematic, you're gonna go full frame, bro. Let's go to 50 so you can kind of see it. It's the depth of field that I'm talking about here. So I'm gonna go there, and we're gonna go to lens setting. I already changed it. Let's go to aperture of, where the heck is the focal length? Current aperture, we'll just do it to like 1 so we can get bokeh. 1.2, sorry, 1.2. And then the focus, eyedropper, and you can animate this, by the way. This is so cool. The focus, you can animate as well. We'll click on her. Boom. Everything is out of focus. Oh, yeah, boy. But here's the thing. You take that eyedropper and you click in the background, or just manually change the focus to the background, and guess what? She's still in focus. So the way I solved this was actually doing it like this. If I go back to the media texture or the material, I'm going to click on Media Player Video Material. Click on here and do Mask. Save. Close. And now you see that the depth of field is actually affecting the the green screen footage that we have. Now, if you know a better way on how to fix that, let me know. But this is the only way I was able to fix this thing. So if we go to the content or sequencer, look at that. It's cool. It's actually affecting her green screen footage. Depth of field is looks really nice. You can also do tracking if you want her focused the whole time. This thing is sick. Just drag and drop her, and that's it. Automatic. what a focus puller that is. Isn't that crazy? All right, I'm gonna stop here. So basically, to export this, we're just gonna need to click on this, render this movie to a video image frame sequence. So click on that. You can enable ProRes, by the way, here, which is really cool. If you go to Edit, Plugins, click and type in ProRes enabled. It's gonna make me restart, but I'm not gonna do it. But if you want ProRes, you can do that. So for now, we'll just do like EXR, no audio, whatever. Or I was able to render 4K, so do that. 4K, RGB. You can do HDR, which I'm gonna play around with, to be honest. You can do compressed or non-compressed, and the files and all that stuff. And under animation, you can actually custom your start frame and end frame. And after that, you capture your movie, and that's it, guys. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know, and please do share the footage that you're doing with this thing right here. It doesn't have to be the same exact green screen footage. Just, just send me some links so I can check it out. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.